before dyeing fabric, I'm going to mordant it by using some alum or aluminium sulfate, putting it in an alum bath, and that'll be done. It'll be put in hot water for about an hour prior to then putting it in the dye bath. Alum is a commonly used mordant for fabric dyeing, and mordants help fix the dye into the fabric. It prepares the fabric to hold the dye better, and different mordants will give you different colour results. Some mordants will dull the colour of the dye, so things like chromium and iron will give a dulling effect, will give you a different sort of colour, and would turn the dye, if I'm using alkanet, from a purple to a kind of a duller grey, so I don't want that. Alum should preserve the brighter colour of the purple of the alkanet dye that I'm going to be treating this robe with. So I'm going to leave this to simmer for about an hour on a low heat, and then I'll rinse the fabric, and then I will put it in the dye bath. So the alkanet has been soaking in alcohol, in vodka, for a couple of weeks now, so the vodka has turned a lovely dark red colour. So I'm going to strain that off and pour it into the dye bath. Now the pan that I'm using for the dye bath has been used for dyeing with turmeric before, so it does have some yellow stain in it, and I've also used it for the mordanting of the robe with alum. So the robe is looking a little bit yellow now, which I think is from the traces of the turmeric still in the pan, so that is likely to affect the colour, so I'm not sure what colour this is going to come out. It'll be interesting to see. So I'm putting the fabric in now. As I say, it is looking yellow from the turmeric. So we've got this the reddish coloured bath, so I might come out with an orange robe at the end. So I'm going to leave this to steep in the dye bath for a couple of hours, maybe overnight. At the moment it's on a gentle heat, but I may turn off the heat later and just let it steep and see what we get. So this is soaked overnight in the alkanet mix. Hasn't got a great deal of colour, a bit of a wishy-washy, nondescript colour. I'll see how it is once I've rinsed it and it dries. I think the alkanet solution that I used wasn't strong enough. The colour of the liquid isn't very strong, and also the remains of the turmeric that were in the metal of the pot that I'm using have also affected the colour of the dye, but it hasn't taken on a very strong colour. Anyway, I shall rinse it and dry it out, see what it looks like, and then I might over dye it later with logwood, which is a stronger dye. It gives a stronger purple colour. So it's a kind of yellowy, peachy colour, I think more coloured by the turmeric than by the alkanet. So yeah, I've already got a yellow robe dyed, bright yellow with the turmeric, and lovely golden yellow colour that is, so I'm going to over dye this with logwood.